Ladies and gentlemen, I think NFL made a mistake. Everybody keeps saying the Eagles got the seventh easiest schedule in football, but nobody's asked the real question. What happens when you give a loaded roster an easier road? More chemistry, more continuity, and a Vic Fangio defense that might already be terrible. And now, you add a Thanksgiving showdown against the Dallas Cowboys, a team the Eagles are 2-0 against on Thanksgiving games with a combined score of 60-10. Yeah, that ain't normal. Also, we got Big Dom getting an extension. The secondary looks young, fast, nastier. The Cowboys are still trying to figure themselves out. The Giants got Eagles leftovers on their roster. And somehow, people think Philly got worse. Tonight, we break it all down. This is the Philly Alert.
Philly alert.
First, let's talk about what this clown KP had to say about it.
I think really just coming in with Nick in 2021 and really building that whole entire program from the ground up. You know, I was the first one there with him, made a lot of the hires. We set the organization in place as far as culture, what kind of players we wanted, what kind of offense we were going to develop around guys. So just being a part of something from basically ground zero until, 2 Super Bowls and we win one, that's a big piece of it. So being able to understand, and I wore different hats. I was assistant head coach, I was offensive coordinator. I was heavily involved in the offense every year. And just understanding what it takes to get to that high level and achieve what everybody wants to achieve, I think is really going to be critical going forward.
Let's go. I can see my future and it's looking bright. Not used to the light, I was born at night. But I'm used to a fight, not a new sight. Left, right, head, body, roll the dice. No regrets when I finally leave. I'll finally be the final, be a better me. My destiny is to invest in me. A quest to be the best, yeah, legend free. From a world that's wicked and so wounded. I got dreams and they feel so lucid. I got dreams that they think are stupid. It's alright, sit back cause I do this. I don't take this life for granted, my mind's expanding. It's time for a fight, command of the war. I want more, yeah, I said I want more. Took a life full of hooks, time to even the score.
One life left, so I gotta make it count. Two bloody hands, work hard just to build it now. 3 more doubts in my head, try to tear me down. But I won't let it show. Falling, scaring me alone through the struggle now. 5 toes dangle off the edge, don't look down. 6 feet deep, but will I leave when I'm underground? I don't know. Let's go, but watch me go.
Take a deep breath in, can you feel that? That's 1 in a billion, wait, 1 in a trillion. A life has been given, a life that's worth living. I don't wanna miss it, I'll get up and get it. Cause I got a vision, I got ambitions.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Yes,
We
sir.
back, baby. It's the Philly Alert.
Bird game, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Eagles Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Philly Alert about the rock and world. Let's go, baby. We got some news, baby. We got some things to talk about tonight. Shout out to all you guys in here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. You know what I'm saying? The Philly Alert every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 8:10, 8:15. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things happen. We're trying to wait on Liz to get up in here, but, the show must go on. How you doing, Bird?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Let's get it tonight. I'm real excited about this show. We haven't been here in a couple of weeks, man. It's a lot to catch up on, We already got the comments rolling in here.
Let's go, go Birds. Every day, all day, and twice on Sunday, my guy. Twice on Sunday. He says, London game, week 5. What up, Alfredo 31? I love the 31. He says, London game, week 5 versus the Jags. Ooh, that's a nice little thing there. London. I don't really like the overseas games, though. I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to get into that, too, as well tonight. Let's see what else we got going on here. He says, happy Tuesday. Sup, peeps? How's everybody doing? What up with you, Daniel? We got Stu Vision in the building. He said, "What the entire did he just say? Did he say he built the culture from the ground
Oh
up?"
boy.
That's what we started off with. That's what we're going to start off with. Thank you, Stu Vision, for pointing out the most ridiculous statement I ever heard in my Eagles life. You know what I'm saying? This idiot, the win live in Miami, talking about he the one that started this culture, that built this culture, that built the winning formula. You know, he's went to 2 Super Bowls, he's won one, all because of KP being on the roster. Talking about, oh, I was a lot of different positions. I was a offensive coordinator. Why would you even bring that up? You were
Hey,
trash as an offensive coordinator. Thank you very much. When you got your opportunity, you folded like a piece of sliced bread, and nobody got no money to buy no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it up, you know? And now you want
yeah,
to get still his glory, still his shine, like most coaches try to do, and try to take, credit for what the Eagles have built. No coach, not even Nick Sirianni to me, can really say that they are the reason why the Eagles are the way the Eagles are right now.
correct, correct.
Nick,
That's all
Nick,
Howard. All Howard.
yeah. Nick went to two
Yeah,
Super Bowls. He's won one. That is great. He is probably one of the best coaches Eagles have ever had. But if you think about it, this dates back to the early 2000s. The Eagles has been a dominating, winning football team since then. So that's why I say nobody can come in now, try to stump in and be like, hey, it's because of me, the reason why the Eagles are great. Because we've been a good football team for years now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We've
for
been a good
years.
years. So, how you feel about what KP said?
I don't like it. Everybody want to always take credit. Once they leave, they want to look back and say, hey, basically he's trying to say this wasn't my fault. And everybody knows that it was his fault. He was calling some trash plays. We're going to get
Yeah,
into the offense a little bit later or probably next week, but we can even see what Hurts has already bought in with the new OC. So clearly, him and KP were not on the same page, and it's a reason why the Eagles offense took a couple of steps back last year. It was play calling. Everybody, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, and Helen Keller, they all told me that they could see what the problem was. All three of them. They sent me a message in Braille and said, hey, I can tell you what your problem is, Birds fan 81. That joker don't know what he's doing, man.
facts, all facts right there. Look at this. Look at this. I'll put this up there for you guys to take a look at. You know what I'm saying? This says the highest single route frequently, ran by any offense since route tracking began in 2019. Eagles, number one, the hitch route, 23.8. Steelers to go route, Raiders to go route, Saints to go route, and then the Packers to out route at 22.5%. So that being said, everybody know that's the main thing we're even calling last year was go route, go route, go route, go route, go not go route,
Mm-hmm.
hitch route, hitch route. AJ do a hitch, Devontae do a hitch. You know what I'm saying? That was
Yeah.
not bad. You shouldn't be that high percentage number one at any single, route. There should be multiple routes ran, at a
Yeah.
consistent level. That's what makes a balanced offense. So seeing that, I just laughed at it. I'm like, KP, what the
And
heck?
the weird thing about that is you got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, two of the best route runners in the entire NFL. They can run the entire route tree. You can say what you want about AJ, he was a diva, but he can run the route tree. You see, he was open on those balls, he was just dropping them. So the problem wasn't him getting open. The problem wasn't his route running. The problem is he had a drop issue. It was just bad team chemistry last year. So you got two of the best route runners in the NFL, and you calling hitch routes. So to the fans, let's just think about that for a moment. I don't have to be nice on Jalen tonight. Hey, I take everything bad I said about him back after this stat.
Yeah, man. You hard on my boy Jalen. You better back up off
I
it.
am. He went to Alabama, man. I'm an Auburn fan.
He's that man, man. But like you seen earlier, the schedule release. This is schedule release week, man. Everybody should be excited. That means football is coming. You know, schedule
Thursday.
release week. You've already had rookie mini camp. You know, this is going into that full swing football mode, man. And I'm really
Yes,
excited
sir.
about it, man. I'm really excited
Mm-hmm.
about it. Let's talk about the schedule, man.
Uh-huh.
7 schedule in football. You know
Oh,
that's word on the street. It's a 7
uh-huh.
schedule in football. What's your first reaction on that?
I don't you I don't think it's the seventh easiest schedule, and we'll get into that in more in depth the next week or two. But I really don't see how we've been talking, but I don't see how they came up with the Eagles having the seventh easiest schedule. And when you look at all the playoff teams that's on the schedule and how much they improved, hey, it's really hard to say that the Eagles have the seventh easiest schedule. Let's look at it right quick.
Yeah, week one, coach. This is just a leak that was out. We're not saying
Mm-hmm.
this 100% the way it's going to roll. Week one at home against the Colts. Week
All
two
right.
against the Jags. Week
Mm-hmm.
three against Houston Texans. Week four against San Francisco. Week five against Washington Commanders. Week six against the Panthers. Week seven against the New York Giants. Week eight against the Cowgirls. Week nine against the Steelers. Obviously, by week 10 against Tennessee. Week 11 against the Rams. Arizona, week 12. Dallas, week 13. And they're saying in this schedule leak that we don't get a bye to week 14, which we're going to definitely get into that after I finish listing off the rest of this. Um, then we got week 15, New York, week 16, Chicago, week 17, the division champions, Seattle Seahawks, not division champions, Super Bowl champions, Seattle Seahawks, and then week 18, finishing up against the Commanders again. If this is really the schedule, week 16, Christmas game, Netflix, but we already know the Thanksgiving games against the Cowboys.
Right.
Um, and Jerry's World 425. So if this was it, I like it that it's better than last year. I'll say that. You know, last year
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have back to back home games. You know, as defending champions, we didn't get any back to back home games. And if this were the case, after week four, we got 3 home games in a row. Washington, Panthers, Giants. And this is early schedule leak. So I seen someone in the comments say week 5 against the Jags. I haven't confirmed that. Maybe if you want to take a look at that real fast and see if that's confirmed so we can see if this leak is real or not. But if not, then that's nice, man. Three home games in a row. But then at the end of the season, we're gonna have 3 away games. Well, by 2 away games in a row. So we don't get more than 2 away games in a row, which is another nice thing. I do like seeing that part of the schedule. So if this was it, the only gripe I have is the week 14 bye. I'm not really too happy with that late in the season. I would rather it be at least week 10. You know, I'm not down with the early week 4, week 5 bye because you're basically just getting started. You had a whole off season to get ready. You shouldn't have to need a bye that early. But I am not also, down with the week 14 bye. I would probably say more of week 10, 9, 10, 11 bye, somewhere in there. So how you feel about this schedule leak? Do you think it's consistent? Do you think it's real? And would you be happy with it?
I mean, I'd be happy with it, but starting off with the Colts, knowing that we're going against one of our former coaches, of course, that would be very interesting. And just looking at the schedule overall, it's tough to me. It's not an easy schedule at all. At Dallas, we got at the Cardinals. The Cardinals give us fits. I don't know what it is about the Cardinals. Even last year, they were trash.
Kyler
They
Murray, he's
were
not
they
there
were
anymore.
babbage. Huh?
It was Kyler Murray, he's not there anymore.
Well, it was Kyler Murray, man. But even before then, like if you look back at the history when the Eagles play the Cardinals, it's just always it's a hard fought game. The Jaguars. I mean, we're gonna talk about this, but man, like the Jaguars, they made the playoffs last year.
Facts.
We got a tough schedule this year, and we'll get into it. But I don't really like this schedule. But I know we can win at least 10 to 12 games at a bare minimum.
That will be the first day. Let's see what everybody's talking about here before I
Yeah.
get into my next part here. How far back do we need to go?
So are the Giants improved? That's one of the things that because if we'll start off with just the Giants. How do y'all feel about the Giants, chat? Talk to us, Alfredo31. How do you feel about the Giants?
And I'm not saying it's real. It was a scheduled release, leak. You know how that goes. Sometimes some of the games are real. Sometimes some of the games are not real. Sometimes it is real. The NFL realizes it's out and make a last minute change on it. He says the schedule's not true. This is not true. How about this, Alfredo? Is what you said about the Week 5 London game true? He says not scheduled because 12 is the Cowboys, 5 is the London game against the Jags. Okay, yeah, then we do know the Cowboys game. Everybody knows the Cowgirls game. You know what I'm saying? That is the game to watch, baby. That's the game to watch. There it is. Y'all look at this Cowgirl Nation. November 23rd, 1989 was the first Thanksgiving game against the Cow Turks. And it 27-0. Came back November 27th, 2014. Another blowout.
Yeah, that was ugly. I remember that game.
33-10. Shady was cooking that game.
Yes, he was.
He had an early fumble, and then after that fumble, he destroyed the game. It was game over.
Sir.
So does that matter to you at all? Let's talk about that. The Eagles has blown out the Cowboys 2 times Thanksgiving. Does that matter at all, or do you think both teams are treading in a different direction, so we shouldn't even look at that? It doesn't mean a damn thing.
I don't think it means a thing. Both of it's gonna be a good game. Thanksgiving, the whole world is watching at Jerry's World. Lord have mercy. If you've ever been to that stadium, it's a beautiful stadium, but it feels like you just in hell. It feels like you're in purgatory if you're an Eagles fan. All the people walking around with cowboy boots on, talking about how about them Cowboys. It's the worst thing ever, man. I thought I had died and went to hell when I went to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, but it's gonna be a hostile environment. The tailgating environment will be jacked. There'll probably be some fights outside in the parking lot. And I just think when it's anybody in our division, you can throw the records out. Like the NFC East, it's like the Steelers and the Ravens. You can throw the records out. Like, I mean, you're gonna get the opponent's best shot. And we saw that last year with the Giants being babbage. What we thought on paper, they played the Eagles tougher than just about anybody else. How you feel about it though? Because I mean, you going to Dallas, man. Hey, Dallas offense didn't get any worse. So, hey, it's gonna be. I think we can win, but that's gonna be a tight game.
He said, I already bought my Eagles ticket for the Eagles Cowboy Thanksgiving game. Go Birds! Hell yeah, you going in early,
Yes,
my
sir.
guy. Jerry Porter, good job, my guy. You own it. I haven't even got no tickets yet, but BirdGang will be in Philadelphia this year. Y'all gonna see a lot of content from me. Y'all gonna definitely see me at every single tailgate, every single game. So doing new things in 26 for this Eagles content. He says, what's the next one say here? Everything else might be right, but for sure week 12 and week 5 are confirmed. So the Cowboys Thanksgiving game is confirmed, which I do know that. And it is confirmed that the Eagles are playing the Jags in London week 5. So those two things are.
They're 14-3. I got the Eagles 14-3.
Yeah, he said he got the Eagles
Okay.
14-3. I like it. I like
All
it.
right.
Y'all know BirdGang has been right every single year I've podcasted on the Eagles record. Every year, except for last year. I won't lie. Last year I was off. We were 11-6, and I said 13-3, 13-4, whichever it makes 17 games, whatever it is. So I was a little off last year. I didn't expect KP to suck so bad. So it's a little bit off there, but the last 2 years before that, the 14-3 records were definitely right. Even the year before when we went, I think again 11-6 or something like that. I kind of knew that
Yeah,
what they
that
were.
was a. Mm-hmm.
So he says the Giants are still ass and will take at least 2 years to gel on defense. It would be a Fangio 24 year.
Okay. All right.
He said, yeah, the week 5 game versus Jags are true. I read your comment on the Giants. So let's talk about it. Let's look at the rest of the division real fast before we can break it down. Because we're going to break it down division this week. We might go the rest of the games because you really think about it, the main reason why they say the Eagles have the 7th easiest schedule is because of our division last year. We were 11-6 division champions. I mean, the Cowboys were what, 10 wins or 9 wins, something like that. And then we all know
Mm-hmm.
Bears in Washington were ass. So that being said, if you really think about, you go this point last year when we had one of the toughest schedules, it was because the Cowboys, I think, either went to the playoffs or missed. They went to the playoffs. All three of us went to the playoffs. The Cowboys, Commanders, and Eagles all went to the playoffs that year. And that really boosted up our strength of schedule because we played those teams 2 times a year. So that's 6
Mm-hmm.
games out of 17 games or 16 games that we play. So that only leaves that alone will shift your strength of schedule. But let's look what it says about the rest of these teams in the division. It says the Eagles has the 7th easiest schedule. The Giants have the 24th easiest schedule. The Commanders 25th, and the Counters 29.
Hmm.
So that being said, what does that mean when we made the moves this offseason that we made? Do you think that means we're about to steamroll over the league? Because remember, the Super Bowl year, I want to say, we had one of the easier schedules too, what they said on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And we dominated that year. We destroyed teams. We left a lot of meat on the table, and we still won a Super Bowl. So you think that this is one of those same type systems, or do you think, we better buck our, chin straps up because regardless of what you say, it's still hard.
Yeah, we got to buckle our chin straps up because we're about to go over the roster moves that everybody in our division made alone. The Cowboys defense definitely didn't get worse in the offseason. If anything, Colts play Washington in London week 4. That is not confirmed, so the leak is definitely wrong. Okay, well, but just thinking about it, like the Commanders can't get any worse. They had a lot of injuries last year, but when you look at it, we can easily say our offensive line was injured last year. If that
Facts.
offensive line is there and we're running the ball like Stoutland wanted to, and you're just able to sit up there and get a ball to Saquon 20 times a game and set up the play action pass deep balls with the slants and the deep post routes and the deep ends like before, everything changes. So it's going to be all about health for our division and for the schedule. We're going to have to make sure that if that offensive line is healthy, I'm comfortable. But if we get one injury on that offensive line, it's going to be, I'm going to be a little iffy with a new system.
Hell yeah, Fredo. He says, I'm literally watching updates while y'all streaming. Doing the work for y'all. Hey, that's why we love you, my guy. That's what we love you. That's why but we definitely appreciate you, guy, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
What I feel about it is like this. Last year, right? We talked about this already all offseason. The offensive line was the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the offensive line was huge for us. They were not healthy for the playoff run we did, even though we won the Super Bowl. They definitely weren't healthy 2 months later. You know what I'm saying? Starting off season workouts, starting, all that stuff. So to me, that was the number one thing. While we're not hurt, having a healthy offensive line means the world. That turns us from a good football team to a great football team. That is the difference. It makes Sean Mannion's job that much easier with a healthy offense.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, if you got to work with some broken pieces, it kind of makes things a little bit more difficult. That's the only thing that I did give KP. Like, we really don't know. We know he sucked, but we really don't know to the extent of how bad he sucks.
Well,
Because
he sucked before the injury started. Like if he didn't suck before the injury started, he was just bad. Like he was just garbage disposal, trash. Before the injury started, he wasn't calling plays right. The first 4 weeks of the season, it was awful, man. Like everything was predictable. So no, he don't get no pass. We
But
don't
I'm
give
saying
KP no
you can
passes
say
on
that,
no.
you can say that to Kellen Moore. His first four
Oh,
weeks were trash. We weren't doing
yeah,
that good.
we
After the bye week, when the offensive line went in there and said we need to run the damn ball until things change for us. That's Super Bowl. So
I
that's
give you that,
why.
but man, his play calling was trash, man. If he
Well,
would have called,
I'm not trying to say it wasn't trash, but what I'm saying is, imagine if the line stayed healthy the whole year. That's what I'm saying.
hey,
If the line was healthy the whole year and we got 11 wins with horrible play calling, division
man,
championship,
no.
playoffs, what would you have think would have been how many
Hey
more
man,
wins?
my mama used to always tell me before she passed away, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I don't want to hear none of that if crap. Man, that dude was trash. I don't care if you gave him the perfect offensive line. You could have gave him the 1990 Cowboy, 90 through 99 Cowboys offensive line. That boy can't call plays, man. That's why he in Miami now. And think about Miami. It's even worse down there. Think about how bad it's gonna be in Miami this year. Boy, it's gonna be atrocious.
It's gonna be trash city,
Put
trash
my
city
shades on,
in
man.
Miami. Put his stunner shade on. He's stunning tonight. He's stunning tonight. Bird fans get used to his content creating thing because he getting it down. He getting it down. He's stunning on us with the glasses on. He like someone's police officer, probation officer.
I got your police off. Wait till I see you in the gym.
No, for speeding
Oh
going
man.
35 and a 35. I pulled you over because I want to let you know that's not allowed in our town, Philadelphia. But
Let's jump on this.
let's go ahead. We're gonna get into and really break down the division. You know what I'm saying? Why what players they lost, what players they gained, how their draft went. And we can go through that for each division team tonight. So we can all discuss whether it's justified to use their losing season last year as a measuring mark this year. So let's get into it.
In the chat, y'all talk to us. The Giants, we got quarterback Brandon Allen, Patrick Ricard, Calvin Austin the third. He done played about everywhere. Isaiah Hodgins, Darnell Mooney, 1 year deal, worth up to 10 million. Ghana, whoever he don't. Isaiah Likely. You like that pickup. You talked about that earlier. You want to talk about that a little bit? What that's going to do for the Giants and that offense?
Go ahead and go through them because there's a couple guys I want to actually hint on that's going to make a difference for their team this year.
Okay.
So Daniel Falulu, son of
Uh-huh.
1 year deal. Jeremy, I'm not even gonna mess up that name. Jeremy Jabane Elaminor,
Uh-huh.
the Giants.
Joshua Zayadu,
uh,
Evan
Evan
Neal.
Neal,
Hmm.
Lucas
Okay,
Patrick.
Lucas Patrick, Aaron Stinney, and then
Yeah.
on defense, Lee Kai Fotu, Shelby Harris, DJ Reader, Tremaine Edmonds, Cam
Woo.
Jones,
Mekhi
Michael McFadden,
McFarland.
Greg Newsom II, and
Yeah.
Jason Pinnock and Ardarius Washington. So that's who we have for the Giants.
So let's go back to the top of this list here because first off, I'm gonna say the fullback, Patrick Ricard. Now the Giants had Brandon Jacobs 2.0 and Scatterby. You know what I'm saying? Until he got hurt, Scatterby was running over everybody. Now you're gonna go ahead and throw in the Ravens fullback. I think he was an all-pro fullback.
Yes, he was.
Really talented fullback there. And he already knows the system is a John Harbaugh system. He already knows it. That's gonna help Scatterby out a lot. You know what I'm saying? That might keep him from getting hurt because he have a little less on his plate when you got a guy, you know what? Is that him right there? 6'3"? Is that 6'3"? How many pounds is that he is?
300 pounds.
No way he weighs 300 pounds. Is that real? It's on NFL.
Yes, it is.
6'3", 300 pounds? Really?
Mm-hmm.
What? I can see why he was an all-pro baller out there just running fools. That's an extra offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? So I really think this guy right here definitely can help out that run game in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty good. I didn't even know he was that big. Like, that's a monster. You talk about all these gifted players. If that's real, man, 300 pounds at 6'3", that guy is unreal, dude. He's next level. That's why he's an all-pro Pro Bowler, I guess. And I really think that's going to help the running game out a lot. Now, if you look at the receivers, I'm not too worried about Austin. He was a decent receiver with the Rams. But that Darnell Mooney, right? Darnell Mooney up to last year was a really big player, for the Atlanta Falcons. So I do believe when you pair him up with the other receivers they got over there and Neighbors, Mooney, and I forgot the other dude named Slayton, I think it is.
Yeah, they got Slayton. I think Slayton is Slayton not hurt? I think Slayton got hurt, didn't he? It's something that came out about Slayton, I thought. We'll check it in a minute.
Yeah, but this guy's actually a really good receiver. He's a good deep threat receiver. He was with the Atlanta Falcons. He put up some admirable numbers. Does it move the needle for me? I think but the person that receiver core that really moved the needle for me is having Neighbors back. They didn't have him all last year. Questions are, is he going to come back healthy or not? How healthy he's going to be this year after, tearing his meniscus. I think that's what it was. But add a guy like Mooney to that roster. I think that's a good pickup. 443 yards of 25. So that was a down year last year. If you look the year before, he had 992 yards, 5 touchdowns off of 64 receptions. Like that's number 2. That's number 2 numbers to me.
And he's averaging look at that average though. Even though he had a down year, he had averaged 14 yards per catch. That's a first down. So when he comes in the game, he's a possession receiver. He doesn't mind going to get dirty. And those are the guys that you really worry about that you can't game plan for. You're not just saying hey, we got to worry about Mooney beating us. You really focusing on Neighbors. But now they got him and Likely in the middle of that field along with the run game. We got a problem.
Yeah, Likely. Now, let me get on that page. You already spoke with me. Likely is the guy, the tight end I wanted this offseason. I thought we were really going to get rid of Dallas Carter. I'm happy he's back for another year. But Likely is that dude, man. Andrews over there is the main guy. He came in, fill-in role. I think they got another tight end over there. He already knows the system. Now he got starter money. You know what I'm saying? $40 million, 3 years, 47.5 in incentives. Like, this could be his breakout year because I think they had a good tight end last year too. I forgot the boy's name they had over there, but likely is definitely going to be the starter there this year. And that other tight end was actually pretty good. I don't know if you can go to depth chart and check it out, but y'all know who I'm talking about. And likely is definitely an upgrade. Now you got 2 tight ends, you got Mooney, you got Neighbors. That receiving core and that running core, that running back position with the fullback bringing in from Baltimore just got better. So
We got likely stats right here. Now keep in mind they keep Harbaugh usually gonna run 3 tight ends. So for
right,
him to still have these numbers like this, that says a whole lot too. These guys are averaging a first down per reception.
yeah,
So it's not like they're just going out here. They're going to do the dirty work.
11.4, 11.4, 13.7, 10.4. You know what I'm saying? Long 43, long 49, long 54. He's a big play maker. Last year he only had 1 touchdown. It was a down year. I did pick him up on fantasy, so it was a down year for him. The year before he had 6. The year before that, 5 and 3. He's a touchdown machine, man. Like, you gotta realize Andrews is all pro tight end. You know what I'm saying? It's a Pro Bowler. It's not no chump that you just like, oh, whatever. His stats look small compared to Andrews. Andrews was Lamar Jackson, like, number 1 receiver, in terms of that offense over there in Baltimore. So likely pickups another big one. Look at all these offensive linemen. They seen their quarterback and their running back get hurt, and they went to the bank and signed a bunch of freaking
Yes, they
linemen.
did.
A bunch of linemen. So they're trying to keep Dart up. I keep reminding
Yeah, they
Eagles
got to
fans,
keep
they
Dart on
lit
his
us up.
feet.
They lit us up last year. That first game.
Yes, they
They
did.
lit us up. They embarrassed us, to be honest with you. And I think they definitely got better this offseason. What were their draft? Did they have the draft on there? Who they draft?
Yeah, we'll get to the draft. I'm gonna pull that up as well.
Yeah, we need to see who they drafted because I know they had 2 first-round picks, or they just 1 for them. The Giants had 1. I think did they get Bain? Is that who it was? I think it was.
No, Bang
Yeah,
went to the Bucks. Just give me
yeah,
one
Bain.
moment. We'll pull it up.
They got a pass rusher. I remember because Malik Labors went on saying that he was looking for some offensive help. Basically, is what he said. He was looking for some offensive help. He thought that spot they should have gotten. Oh yeah, they got Reese. They got Reese, the one that should have went number 3 overall. It was between Reese and the other linebacker there. And then the other linebacker got picked up. Yeah, Reese. Yeah. So they got Reese the first round. They got the guard out of Miami.
Miami. Mm-hmm. They got
They
Hood, the cornerback from Tennessee, that everybody
right.
thought was going to be first round. We even had him going early in a couple of the mock drafts that we got to do.
Yeah. Another good corner if he stays healthy. Then they got another receiver, a defensive tackle from Auburn, a tackle
Mm-hmm.
from Noise, and then a linebacker, Kelly from BYU. Let's just talk about the
Mm-hmm.
first 2. Now you're saying you got yeah, they did have 2 first-round picks. You
Mm-hmm.
got a first
Because they were talking about that pick. Remember, everybody said that they should have picked Caleb Downs at 10. That was a real big deal, talking about how the Giants always screw up the picks like the Browns. They were comparing it with the Browns.
I would say I like what the Giants did because they already got a lot of
Okay.
good pass rushers over there, and now you just threw another dog in there. Reese is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
He could have went 3rd overall. He ended up going 5th overall. He was supposed to go 3rd. I think they were talking about this guy. He's very talented. Ohio State linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Big Ten Conference linebacker of the year. First team all Big Ten finalist for the Buckets Award winner. Started all 14 games with 69 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, and 2 PBUs. So that's a stud. You know what I'm saying? You got to call a spade a spade. And that's a stud that they added to that deep. They already got Thibodeau's Burns, and the rest of those cats over there. They lost Lawrence, but they got some pass rushers over there already. And that's one of the things that, neighbors were talking about. Why did they go for pass rush when they already had some pass rushers over there? But I still think that was a good move. Harbaugh's really big on defense, and he's really big on running the football. So those first 2 picks, I think, were very high Harbaugh picks, and I think they're going to fit well with them, to be honest with you. I hate to be that Debbie Downer, but I told everybody already that I think the Giants move up to number 2 in the division this season. If Staley stay healthy, if Jackson Dart stays healthy, Neighbors stay healthy, the rest of these guys play well, that they could move up the second division.
Well, they can, but man, it's going to be real hard for them to beat. I mean, that's a big jump for them to jump to move, man, to just jump the Cowboys. I mean, I don't want to say
what they did do last year when they had so many stars. You had your starting quarterback, running back, and receiver out for most of the year. That's still pretty good. No one really expected them to win. We got those 3 positions out. That's not guaranteeing no wins. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they got offensive line help 6'5.5", 329 pounds, arms 33 and a quarter, hands 10 5/8. 6.48 will become a good starter within 2 years. So, hey, you got to have offensive linemen to block all defensive line. So that is like, 71 production score at the combine.
That is the way the Eagles run. Y'all got to remember, Harbaugh's an ex-Eagles coach. You know what I'm saying? That's the real reason why he's a winner. If you look at a lot of these Eagle coaches, they win consistently. The Bills had an old boy that they just fired there for like 14 years, and he was the ex-Eagles coach. McDermott, Harbaugh's ex-Eagles coach. The Colts even got an ex-Eagles coach. They were winning last year. Kansas City Chiefs, 3 Super Bowls, ex-Eagle coach. You know what I'm saying? Like the Eagles, Andy Reid, and they're really, really good at what they do. So that's another real reason. Like the biggest thing the Giants didn't have for the last couple of years is a competent coach. A coach that everybody feared, everybody, respected. We wanted Dable as an offensive coordinator because he's a great coordinator, but as a coach, he wasn't that great. So I like what the Giants did. So let's go to the next one. I say the Giants record.
We're going to
the Eagles records. I don't think I even said this to you guys. With the Eagles schedule, 7 easier to the additions we made, the new offense we made. I'm predicting the Eagles go 14-3 too. I'm back on that 14-3 train because usually every other year we're 14-3. I'm gonna see if the Eagles can keep the trend going. I'm gonna throw it out there 14-3. Now, if the Eagles go 14-3, I'm gonna say that Giants will be 11-6, 12-5.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that.
But we're sweeping them. So that 5 got 2 Eagle losses in there. We're going to sweep them. They disrespected us a little too hard last year. What do you think the Giants going to go before we move to the Cowboys?
I'll say they're going to win 8 to 9 games.
8 to 9? How many did they win
8 to 9 games.
Didn't they only win 8 to 9?
It's still you got to give Harbaugh time to get everything implemented. I just don't see Harbaugh coming in with his system and winning 11 games. What do you think? I just don't think. What up, Coach Mal? I just don't see. Do you think Harbaugh is the type of guy that will come in the chat? Do y'all think Harbaugh is the type of guy that can come in and win you 11 games? and just be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was losing at the Ravens at the end.
What's the worst record he had with the Ravens? Probably wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad, but I mean, he had Lamar Jackson.
You got young and upcoming Jackson Dart. As much as
Well,
I hate the Giants, because the division rival, like I said, after that ass whooping, I refuse to talk shit about him. You know, I'm not gonna talk shit about Jackson. I'm not gonna talk shit about Scottaboo. I'm not gonna talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even talk shit about Neighbors because he didn't even play. So that being said, they got a team, they got a roster. If they look anything like they did before those two guys got hurt, because imagine if they were that good last year before they got hurt, and they didn't have Neighbors before that, and they were still pulling off wins. What do you think they're gonna look like?
That's true. But man, it takes time. Like, they're gonna need time to gel. Harbaugh gotta get his system implemented. They gotta learn his playbook. It's totally different. Like, everything that he does is different. They're going from it's like night and day. I mean, I think they're gonna be good, but I just don't. I know they're gonna have they're gonna be in every game, but can they turn the? It's gonna depend. Neighbors gotta be healthy. Scatterboo. They got to get everything. Everything has to work perfect for them, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so what you say they got? You said 8 or 9 wins?
Yeah.
9-7. They get 9-7 season for them?
Yeah, 9-7. Like, I just don't see
Y'all remember, chat. Y'all keep this locked in. Hit that like to, hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification button. Y'all lock it in. Y'all let us know in the chat how many wins you guys think the Giants are going to have. And what place you guys think the Giants are going to come in, you know, right now as we transition over to the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, Washington. Right. Which one you want to do first? So we're at Washington.
We can go with the Commanders. Marcus Mariota. Yay. Jerome Ford from the Browns. Jeremy McNichols re-signed. Rashad White. I think he was with Tampa Bay. De'Ami Brown, Traylon Burks re-signed, Van Jefferson, Okunwu. Okay, that's a nice re-sign.
Yeah.
Tunsil, I don't know what they're doing for him. I think he's overrated. What you think about Tunsil?
He's one of the best in the league, my guy. Like I can't, like, he's another one. I can't say a down season makes him trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tunsil has always been one of the best tackles in football. You know, he's up in the top 5 range. Last year was a down season. Last season was a down year for all Chiefs. Period. They didn't make the playoff. They were trash. You know, Patrick Mahomes got hurt. So I think the Tunsil deal and that other deal you just went by are two nice pickups from that.
Right here, Okunwu. Yeah.
He's a good pickup. Played some good football last year. Van Jefferson, considering how many receivers they had with the Rams, Van Jefferson plays football too as well. So those are some upgrades there for the Lumsey Tunsil deal right there. Definitely one of the bigger ones. But you
Foster Sorrell here, Nick Allegretti, Trent Scott, Andre Wiley, Chris Paul. We got Levon Chase on. That's a good sign.
Panthers, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Was he a Panther? 1 year, $12 million.
4 year, $100 million.
Who is he with? Click on him. That name definitely sounds familiar.
He was with the Chargers.
Chargers, yeah, that's why it sounds familiar. Chargers beat us. That's why I knew the name offhand. I was at that game. Chargers beat us. Yeah, that's another good pickup there. $100 million deal. Woo!
Let's look at his stat chart quick. See what we got to put up with within the division.
Week 18, half a sack.
I'm going to pull up the career stat chart quick. It's loading. I mean, we'll look at that right quick.
So last year, 4 combined, one solo, half of his sack. Last year, it looks like he had, from what I'm seeing, definitely the end of the year, a down year. Nothing scary at all, really. We can look at some
There we
career
go.
stats.
Okay. All right, here we
Okay, here
go.
we go.
All right. 7.5 sacks,
Seven and a
12
half
games
sacks.
played, and 12,
That's
just
pretty
12
good.
games. Yeah, that's real
That's pretty,
good. That's scary good.
yeah,
He was
that's
with
pretty
the
good.
Ravens at
Yeah,
first. So actually he had just 7.5 sacks. Then he had 10
right.
the per year prior to that, 5 and 3, 5. So total, he got 31 sacks.
They're making on it every other year type thing for this guy. You know, he is a former Raven. Harbaugh does know him well. I fix Harbaugh's system. That's like people gotta realize when you bring someone that's familiar with your system that actually played good in your system, that's where you gotta worry about. It doesn't matter if they played good and went to another team didn't play as well. You know, the Eagles got a lot of players like that, that once they leave they don't play well. But there are some players once they leave they do play well. And I think him coming with the Giants with the rest I mean with the Commanders, and the rest of that defense that might work out for them pretty well there. So I like it, man. I like it, but I still don't see the Commanders like moving the needle type thing. You know what I'm saying? I think even with a healthy Daniels, which now if you look at it, is he going to be healthy? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're
is he going
right.
to stay consistently healthy throughout the year? You know, he's already showing signs of breaking down. He's so skinny to me. I think he's a skinny guy. He reminds me of Devontae Smith, quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that being
All right.
said, I
We're
think
gonna go to the big boy. Let's get
we go
this
to
one
the,
over with, man. We'll get out of here after we go through this one.
what about the Commanders? I think Commanders more your 8-9 win team, um, fighting for Dallas for third spot. If they actually do pretty good, they'll be fighting with Dallas for that third spot. So what do you think they're going to do? I think 8-9. You know what I say
Seven,
for
six, 7 games, 6 or 7.
six.
They're
Okay, so
gonna be trash.
you think NFC East so far is going to be pretty much like last
Yeah, pretty much like last year. I mean, we're saying a lot if we think the Commanders gonna make a big jump. I mean, we thought Daniel. I don't know. I mean, I just don't believe in the overall culture at the Commanders.
year? Yeah, and I think
I,
their receivers. I didn't see too many big moves receiver wise. Who they draft is a question. What's their draft pick? Because let's look at the rest of this little roster. Nick Cross, that's a nice pickup.
yeah, that's a good pickup.
Witherspoon's he doesn't move the needle for me. He was decent with the Rams, but who did they draft? Let's see,
I'm
because
pulling it up right now.
I don't recall who they drafted. Oh, Styles, linebacker from Ohio State, another good linebacker. That helps out their
hmm
defense. Then Williams, Clemson receiver.
hmm
Joseph, Tennessee, that's a decent pickup. They got a kicker, a center, and a quarterback that won't play. So really, again, just like the Giants, about those first two picks, I actually think the third pick could be more influential than the second pick there.
hmm
You know,
Yeah,
Joseph,
they.
he's pretty good from
Yeah,
Tennessee. But Styles
yeah,
is
he
produced.
is.
Anybody from Ohio State last year was a beast. They played some good
Wiggins
football.
is good too. I mean, so hey, that's a decent draft, but it's not nothing that's going. It's not nothing that scares anybody. Like you said.
Yeah, yeah, we got big boys on our team. So, like I said, 9 tops. 7-9 wins next year for the Commanders. Third or fourth place. So let's go to our Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowgirls, who we play week 12 on Thanksgiving, baby. Where we're going to have 3 in a row on their ass. As long as they have Jerry and Dak, the Dallas Cowgirls won't do that.
All right. Starting off with a bang here. Sam
All right.
Howell.
Let's go up.
Devontae Williams, 3 years, $24 million.
Who's above that?
Oh, that's Sam Howell.
Oh, they get an Eagles quarterback. They're trying to steal our offense
Yeah.
from last year. You can have it with Sam Howell. Scouters. Devontae Williams re-signed for a $24 million deal. He's a decent running back.
Guaranteed 16.
Not too special. I don't really care about that. They signed Tyler Johnson. I'm not even sure what team he's coming from. That's how unimportant he is.
Yeah.
George Pickens signs his franchise deal that will pay him $27.298 million. Ooh, he got paid for that good season. Now the thing is, can he do 2 years in a row? Is that a possibility for Pickens?
Yes, it is.
You play good on your contract year, but can you duplicate that the next year? You got a lot more attention on you. You got to produce in a more tighter, box there. So we'll see. Pickens is a beast. I ain't gonna hate on him. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm mad at the Cowboys got him. Another interesting, Van Scandling, a great receiver. But he wasn't on Green Bay last year. What team was he on last year?
I forgot, but he didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. But I know when he was with the Packers, he was really good.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Last year he was with the While that's pulling up. Matt Hennessy, Jonathan Bullard.
I think he was with the Saints. Good center. That's going to help out their center problems over there in Dallas. Jonathan Bullard. Did he play with the Titans?
Yeah, I want to say I think it was the Titans, but clearly he didn't make an impact because he just signed for $2.5 million. So I mean, we can keep rolling. It's Sam Williams.
Nothing. Okay, Rashawn Gary. Now they went over there and got the other tackle from the Packers. Gary's actually a decent.
He's decent.
You know what I'm saying? And you pair him back up with his old buddy over there that they picked up. So you adding some more beef to that defensive line. I like that. I won't say that's a bad move. I don't know where that guy came from. I don't know where the other guy, Robinson, came from. D. Winters.
Well, we know where this guy came from.
Jay from the San Francisco 49ers. But a 150.
He is nice.
He's a nice one. Kobe Durant, not really too good, sure there. Kendrick, like none of these other guys. Jalen Thomas, $36 million deal. Safety from the Panthers, I believe. Yeah, he's a good safety. You don't get.
Yes, he is.
For being a shitty safety, they definitely need safety help. I don't see the cornerback help they really need. Durant and Kendrick don't move the needles for me. I don't know if they signed I don't know if they signed Dory Jackson. He doesn't really move the needle for me, but it would be good because it's a Parker defense if they did sign him. The kicker Aubrey signed a deal, $20 million guaranteed. That's an easy, great kicker in the NFL. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Now we gotta go to their draft, and they drafted real good, and we can't deny that. So they had a real good draft, and
that first pick, and that's Caleb Downs, baller beast. Cooper DeJean 2.0. You know what I'm saying? A guy that plays safety but also can guard the corner, nickel corner position. He can be inside the box or a ball hawk. One of the best
Mm-hmm.
players on Ohio State, man. I give him mad love for that. They didn't pick up Lawrence from UCF. Good
Mm-hmm.
edge rusher. I think it was a little bit of reach they did with Dallas Norma doing reach for the player, but they did need edge help. So was it really a reach? Because it does help out that defense. The linebacker from Michigan, Barham, another solid pickup. Tackle
Mm-hmm.
State, a decent tackle for a later round. Florida
Yes, it was.
more, not too big on him. But Overton from Alabama's a good player that I think dropped because Alabama sucked this year. But in the normal years for Alabama, that's definitely if he had a normal team, dominant Alabama team, he probably would be a lot higher draft pick because I think he had a better year this season before. And then Smith from East Carolina, who cares? So this here, Downs, Lawrence, biggest two pickups again. Downs could definitely, if you look at Christian Parker's pedigree, you got a safety you brought in,
Mm-hmm.
and now you draft another safety that can play slot, helps out the
Mm-hmm.
cornerback. I think it's a good move for them. Do I think?
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it moves the needle on scariness for me because I feel like they could have did better. You know what I'm saying? Like in the off season, the draft was good. The off season doesn't move the needle for me. I still think the Cowboys are gonna be the Cowboys. The offense is gonna play good until playoff time, and then that defense got some potential. You got to see how those players are gonna turn out, shape up for their football team. I'm saying
Hey,
the same thing with them. I think the Cowboys win 8, 9 games. Like I don't see them being better than Giants, to be honest with
hey,
you.
look. Well, we're gonna have to disagree. Them jokers gonna win 11, 12 games.
Oh, he's on
They
the
gonna win 11,
Cowboys.
12 games. Hey, look, and I don't like them. I don't want to hear the fans talk about these fictitious Super Bowls. This all year, this all year, this all year. I don't want to hear all of that. But man, I'm telling you, like the offense is prolific. Nobody can say if CeeDee Lamb is catching the ball, you got Pickens, you got a tight end. I mean, the offense is going to be there. So if nobody can tell me that defense got any worse. And if they could if the defense just gives up 14 less points a game, they win 4 or 5 more games last year. They win a playoff game. That's what's scary to me is like they didn't need that much.
No,
They just need to get a little bit of help on defense because the offense it's never been the problem. Now Dak winning the big game is the problem, like you just said. I agree with you on that, but they're gonna win some games.
that stretch
They
on that
cute.
defense.
They cute in the regular season.
That's a classic Jerry Jones move. That stretch of getting Lawrence in the second round. They're just trying to fill the void of Micah with the Parsons. Yeah, Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
Void, and I don't think that's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's good that they got Gary. To go along with who was the tackle they picked up last year again from the Packers.
Hold on, don't. Oh man, they got Gary, and they got the other guy from Green Bay.
They're
Oh
both from
man,
Green Bay. I'm not thinking what the dude's name
yeah.
they traded Micah for. If y'all can help us out in the chat, that's how much I don't care about the Cowboys. I don't even remember names like that. But y'all know who we're talking about. So that beefed up this middle of that defense, but still the edges, what I'm saying? Like Lawrence gotta show me something. Both Lawrences gotta show me something.
Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, bro.
Yeah, Clark. Now you got Clark.
Hey,
So
bro,
yeah,
they got Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, and then they picked up the guy from the guy we just talked about from San Francisco,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
they picked up Caleb Downs.
yeah.
They got Deron Bland. They have Shamar James. I mean, man, it's gonna be interesting. Like,
If they play to the full potential, I would say 10 wins. 10. I'll give you that bump, 10 wins. But I still think they come in third in the division behind us, the Giants, the Cowboys, Commanders. I think that's gonna roll out this year.
yeah,
So y'all let us know in the chat what y'all think about the NFC East. What records everybody's going to have. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe. It's kind of a little longer. We had some other topics. Maybe we can shoot through a couple before we get out of here. I want to talk a little bit about what was this one again?
Big Dome extension. Okay, you got that one. All right.
Yeah, the Zach Bond extension before we got over here.
Mm-hmm.
Really extension. They just converted his 2028 or 27 season to a real season, which gives them flexibility to cut him after this year. Do you think this is a move because they like what they see? Because they got the Alabama linebacker, Lawrence, I think his name is,
Mm-hmm.
little missile. And then you got Jahad Campbell, who was pretty much the same style linebacker as Bond. Do you think they did this to give him a little bit of extra money, but also be able to cut him down the road because they have the young linebacker position? Or was this just how he was saving money for later? He stay on the team for another 2
I
years.
think it's a mixture of all three. You know,
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got him like what, year 8, year 7?
mm-hmm.
As being a special teamer. So the whole dream of Bond being our starting linebacker for years and years and years was kind of a pipe dream. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Darty was old. I think he's like in his 30s. He said he'll be
Mm-hmm.
32 entering the 2028 season. So older linebacker, new to the position, 2 years now, going in the third year. And we got some young talent. And like I said, even last year when we had Carter and Campbell and Bond
Mm-hmm.
out there, they're like the same linebacker. That's the difference. That's the reason why N'Kobe Dean was able to come in and win his starting spot back because he's a thumping linebacker. They're coverage linebackers. You need both. You need both on your team. We got some guys that position that can thump. So maybe this is how we're looking at the future, saving some money. And, it's just setting us up for 27, where we can probably still trade Bond. If he goes out there and plays another year like he played, another All Pro, that'd be 3 All Pros in a row. You can probably get a good draft pick for him. You know what I'm saying? At least, despite the age, you at least get a second rounder for him.
Yeah,
You know?
second, third.
Yeah, good money for the Eagles, and get rid of him after we win another Super Bowl. So, I like it. How he's always looking into the future. That's what makes him the best GM in football. And Bond, man, I just want to see you do it again, my guy. Just go out there and ball out again, and we'll send you off nicely because I do believe Campbell plays the same linebacker position, and you don't need the same style linebacker. You want to do one of each. You need that thumper that's going to stop the run. You need the one that's going to, cover the pass, and be able to do a little bit of both, blitz and all that stuff. And I think we're going to see a resurgence this year with Campbell. So that's how I feel about that. The last thing I want. Oh, 2 more things. One thing else I want to talk about was the Big Dom signing. Big Dom signed his extension with the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? What does Big Dom mean to you? And he seems like the godfather of Philadelphia to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's everywhere, but he's nowhere at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You don't know where he's at, but you see him everywhere. I think he even got some assistant head coaches assistant head coach tag to that extension. He's been around since the beginning of time. You know, he talks to players like AJ and any player that's like kind of going south. He's like the guy that's in there to do the dirty work. You know, it's like Yoso, Big Dom's that guy. You know, he handles business quick. And I just want to know, how do you feel about Big Dom? Like, what do you
Hey,
think? Is it real?
he's feeling, man. Like you need that guy in the locker room that can sit somebody down and talk to you. Like we all need that homeboy, that father figure, that big uncle, that uncle that can just be like, hey, nephew, let me talk to you. Like he probably told AJ, like, hey man, you need to tighten up. If you're gonna stay here, stay. But if you're gonna leave, just chill out, man. We're trying to build chemistry here. You never want to burn a bridge that you may have to cross back over. We all need somebody that's gonna give us wisdom like that and knowledge and try to give us some direction in life. And I think that's what Big Dom. And then he feel it, he crazy. He'll get into a fight on the sideline with the players or the opposing team's coaches. So he could be that uncle, and he's also that guy that you want to go to war with. So it's hard to argue. Hey, it's hard to argue this signing. Like we can't lose him and Stoutland. Like you got to have those guys like that around. They just help the camaraderie of the team and all that.
And he gets things done, man. Like,
Yeah.
like he's like the Don of Philadelphia. I met him out when I went to the New Orleans game, and we were on Broad Street. I think you guys see that on my Twitter post. It's like my pinned comment the day I met Big Dom. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a cool guy, man. Friendly as hell. And like I said, like he just got that cool demeanor about him where, he says what he says and that's it. He seems like a no nonsense type person. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I told you, don't do this, don't do it. Like mafioso. I feel like when you're around him, it's like, hey, Big Dom. You know what I'm saying? Albertino Judge, he's a huge guy too. That guy's not small at all. He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he don't play around. He don't play around. And like I said, he's been here, I think, the whole time Howard Rose has been here. So he's made it through a lot of coaching staffs. And obviously he's an enforcer and like he goes and talks to players, he recruits players, he does all that stuff. His job's well, he deserves a pay raise, and I'm happy he got his pay raise here today.
Yeah.
Salute the Big Dom, baby.
Yeah.
Salute the Big Dom. The last thing is, he talks about AJ looking, it could be rumors. I don't know how true it is, but he's looking in the Baltimore area at a luxury condo. All but, sealing the deal. The forbidden handshake that's already shook. The AJ is going to the Patriots here coming June 2nd. But how do you feel about this? This keeps getting blown up. You know what I'm saying? The Mike Rabel, the Rossini thing, like the new bombshell is Vrabel Rossini rented a boat together in 21 while she was pregnant. TMZ says Vrabel and Rossini were the only people on a boat during a 2 or 3 hour rental. She gave birth shortly after naming her son Michael. What is this Vrabel's baby? You know what I'm saying? Did we got to go take a, what was the show? What's the show? You are not the father.
Maury Povich. You gotta go take a paternity test.
You got no Maury on this one, my guy, because this little thingamajig, I won't say no bad words for it because I don't know the lady personally, but this has obviously been going on for a long time. 2021, they were on boats together, naming her kid Michael. If you're her husband, how do you react to the news?
Man, it's got to be frustrating and disappointing, very embarrassing. Anytime, you're famous like that, paparazzi gets involved, man, that adds a whole nother level to your life. So I can't even imagine, man, just imagine like laying down every night and knowing that your wife is on ESPN.com and TMZ and all the tabloids. That's got to be very frustrating for him. No man really wants that. No woman wants it, but when it's a lady that's getting exposed like that, it does it's a different taste in the mouth when you see that as a man.
I do like seeing it because, like you said, most time it is man they try to expose like that, you know. But this is
Hmm.
she's out there doing her damn thing. Her husband's a huge Eagles fan, and
Yeah.
everything since you keep taking this timeline out, it's been her reporting on things that have to do with Rabro. Trying to like lessen deals or better, deals or whatnot. So do you think this affects the AJ Brown trade at all? Since some say he wanted to go to New England for this reason, you know what I'm saying? Or do you think Vrabel doesn't matter because he's just a Patriot fan?
I don't think it matters. I think he wants to go and play in New England. And I think, he knows that Drake Bell, they don't have any other receivers up there really. So he can go up there and he can shine and be the number one receiver. As long as he's on that field with Smitty and Goddard, he's not going to get all the balls that he would like. He wants to go somewhere, and it's almost like a video game. I remember when the Eagles had T.O., I would throw the ball to
Yeah,
T.O. every single time.
right.
That's how he wants to play for the NFL football like it's a Madden game. Throw the ball to me every single time I'm open. He has the Ocho Cinco disease. He wants that
Right.
ball in his hands. So yeah, he'll like it up there. It's a
Yeah,
good fit too.
I think if anything, it's just sweeten the deal for the Eagles. Like, especially if there's some people saying that Babel won't be the coach this year. And how do you get out of this? If one more thing comes out, the organization will have to let him go. Like
Nah, man.
that's too much. You know how they get with these type of things. Like you can't get mad at players when players do it and things like that when your head coach is out there doing it. Like you said, no way her husband didn't know about this. Like what the hell? How don't you know? And if you
Remember
do
the
know,
owner? What happened to Kraft though, bro? I mean, like, hey, let's talk real talk now. Kraft was down there getting a
there's
massage
levels
now.
to this. There's levels to this. When you're an owner, you gotta own players, coaches like that. Hello, I pay you billions of dollars a year. You're not telling me what to do as an owner. You know, uh, I think that's a little different. But like you said, like I think that he says I think AJ wants a shot at the Hall of Fame, and he'll definitely get numbers with McDaniel scheming him up and Mays giving him
Hmm.
those targets. Facts, man. I told you
Yeah.
guys. AJ wants the Hall of Fame. AJ wants to
Hmm.
be best. It has nothing to do with the Eagles being shitty. He just ran his course in Philly. He understands it's time for Devontae to shine. And,
Hmm.
with like you said, Devontae, Saquon, Daughter, we just got Lemon, Stowers. Man, Hollywood Brown, Wicks, like where you gonna get the touches at, my guy? We're running a
Yeah.
whole scheme this year. It's gonna, be around spreading the ball out. I think the only guy that really gets a high volume of targets will be Devontae Smith in terms of like receivers. So everybody else is gonna be like hot man for the game type receiver.
Yeah.
Um, you gotta get Lemon the ball. He's a first round pick. You traded up to get him. So that's another guy getting the ball. So AJ knew best. And like I said, with both of them, the fact that's going to make both of their games go to the next level is the fact that they're actually ones now. There's no 1A, 1B no more with AJ. He's going to New England to be receiver one. And with
Yep.
him going to England to be receiver one, that means Devontae is receiver one. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
After that, you got a rookie that's going to be your two receiver. You got two good veterans that can battle it out for three receiver. And for they got Dobbs over there, but then again, Dobbs from Green Bay as well. Dobbs is
Hmm.
going to be number two. He's not a 1A. Dobbs is going to be a two in New England. That's their
Hmm.
best receiver. So it works out for both of these guys. Both of these guys going to ball out this year. I do think the trade is on the table. One thing about the trade I don't agree with though, everybody said it's locked in for 28 first round, second or third, and 27. And I'm not down with that. I really feel like let's let them go. We still gotta pay $48 million. Like everybody act like $48 million ain't nothing to pay. Like I understand you wait till June 1st, you can split that in half, but you're still paying $48 million in dead money. If you
Mm-hmm.
do that's a better blow to your salary cap the next 2 years. You're basically giving up what the NFL usually asks to your salary cap every year. You're giving that up for the next 2 years. And
Yeah.
just doing that, in terms of cap flexibility, I think you need to get a first next year and maybe a second the year after. I think it needs to be first next year as a deeper draft pool. I know everybody's trying to hold draft picks for the year after. I think you need to go ahead and get it. If anything, you're in a prime position to do it. They got a lot of stuff going on in New England. They don't know the coach. They're more. I feel like they're more in a desperate need to make sure this happens. And if you're gonna do that, you gotta play your cards close to the vest. And Howie just gotta be Howie and go get that first round pick next year, not in 28. How do you feel about that?
Man, whatever it takes to get him out, to get man, you got to get rid of the toxic person, man. It's like a weed in a garden. You got to pull those weeds out in order for the garden to grow. And right now, man, he's just like kudzu. He's choking everything else out. We got to get rid of the kudzu, man, and move forward. And I don't like the cap hit because I'm looking at the contract right now. And man, like that is a big hit, like 31 million, and some change, and then 15 million. I mean, man, that's a lot of money, man. Dead money
Yeah,
on this contract, like that's a whole lot. And you don't
yeah,
really realize how much that dead money is up until it's time to sign some more free agents. That's
facts.
what happens in the NBA a whole lot, especially. Like, hey, $24 million. That's that. You might get 4 to 8 free agents for that, depending on what
Right.
they're asking for. Just those filler spots. So
Yeah. So
I agree with you on that. We need to get what we can right now. But if we can't, man, hey, you got to get rid of that kudzu. Because right now, man, he is choking that locker room.
yeah, it's so
I don't
enlightening.
even think he's going to the facilities right now. I mean, he's going to Eagles events.
Softball game, he was not there. He didn't
Yeah.
go to the bike run they had yesterday, the autism bike run. So he's been MIA. He's out there. He's done. So Eagles fan that was hoping that he stays and thought it would be an awesome receiver court. It would have been if he was playing ball, but like I said, he got bigger things on his mind. And I think he's gone too. And good riddance, like you said, like the cancer's off the team. Jalen doesn't have to feel like he has to force feed the ball to no one in his new scheme. I am happy Jalen and Mannion are clicking. They hit it off. The report said he hit it off. And the funny thing is, everybody's like Jalen doesn't like to be under center, but he said, it's not that he doesn't like to be under center. He just wants a good offense under center. He said those you gotta realize the coaches we have are more shotgun, coaches that did under center because it worked better for the office at that time. So they're not really advanced in it. So of course he's gonna call his own plays. Of course he's gonna do his own thing, or of course he'd rather revert back to what he does know work when you don't have an offensive coordinator that primarily is under center. So I decided to limit with the play action. Under center,
Mm-hmm.
hard to really predict what the Eagles about to do. And the biggest thing is Eagles Nation, we are doing something different this year. Do not come into this goddamn season thinking you're going to see the same offense you've seen over the last 5 years with Nick Sirianni. It's not going to
Mm-hmm.
happen. It's going to be dramatically different. It's going to be what we want to see the whole 5 years, and you should be excited about it. Stop kind of compare. Stop worrying about AJ leaving because AJ was in a me first offense before. Like, let's get the ball to AJ type offense. That's gone.
Yeah.
Devontae will get his shares, his targets, but it's going to be a spread out system. A lot of tight end work, a lot of motion, a lot of play action. So, hey, man, we gonna definitely hop into this and get it more into it. Break down more of these team schedule releases. Thursday the schedule release out, so we will be able to talk next week exactly who we play where. And the London game, I don't really like London football games. I think it's a different time zone. I think that's the day you gotta watch the game at like 8 in the morning or some shit like that.
It is, man. Yeah.
I hate those games, man, because I don't even be up. By the time you wake
People
up,
skipping church.
Before the game's over, by the time you even look at the score, like, whoa, the game's already over. What are you talking about? And so
Yes, sir.
we'll dive deeper into that. And like I said, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It's been fun this off season. We're gearing up for the regular season, and we're gonna have a lot of content coming your way. So, last
Yes,
words,
sir.
my
Hey,
guy.
man. We're going. It's good to be back, man. Y'all let us know next week. We want to talk about how many wins you really think the Eagles can have after that schedule drops. We want to really get active with the comments. We want to hear your honest opinion, and we'll go week by week next week and look at the opponents. And we'll probably just focus a lot on the schedule next week. We really want to get some feedback from you guys and get it active, because I do see the Eagles winning 11 games, but it's going to depend on it's going to depend on the time of the year for all the games as well. So looking forward to next week.
Hey, 11 games is too little, my guy. The Eagles going back 14-3 every other year, 14-3. You keep that 11 games. We win 11 games with trash offense last year. We're coming back to dominant performance. But hey, y'all lock in. Follow us on all social media. BirdFan81, BirdGang31, BGN Sports Media, in general. We're gonna definitely be getting a lot better off. We're gonna send you guys off with some Jalen Carter news, because Jalen Carter is becoming a dog this offseason. I think he heard BG talk about him and how he wasn't going to be the best defensive tackle.
This guy right
here. He wasn't going to be the best defensive tackle on our team. Look at this cat, man. This cat is out there grinding. So fly, Eagles, fly. We're going to check this out, and we out.
Yeah. No shortcuts. No mercy on weakness. Forge and discipline. Built to outlast doubt. I wasn't born gifted, I was built by repetition. Turn pressure into patience, pain into ambition. Every setback catalog, dissected, redesigned. Failures become fuel when you weaponize a mind. They talk motivation, I move on structure. Cold habits over hype, long game over culture. I don't pray for results, I grind for precision. Built from hunger molded, forging discipline.
Let's go.